How's it, guys? So here's a instruction video on the Specimen Pro Bait boat. So just the boat rundown. So you've got your two hoppers. Just expand this a bit. You've got your two hoppers, antenna screws on here. You've got your lights on the other side, lights at the rear, left bucket, right bucket, the running lights. This is your charging ports. Make sure they're tight. This is the port for the boilie spreader. You've got your two hook releases. So we're going to just turn the boat on first. There's the power button for the boat. We're going to come to the remote. I'm going to turn that on there, hold the button, you'll switch on. It asks you what language, so we're going to say English. The boat will establish connection. There we go. Alright, so the sonar is obviously running and the lights are running by default when you switch it on. So we're going to put the lights off at the moment. We're going to put the sonar off because we're not going to use it right now. So this is going to be your throttle, forward, reverse, left and right, and whatever else. Here's your trim buttons for that. This will be your left bucket, right bucket, hook release, hook release. You'll see on the screen, it will show you now, the buckets are open, left and right are open. Hook releases, you'll see them engage when I move them there on the screen. When I lift the bucket, you'll see the bucket will close again. Another bucket. So obviously in autopilot you must not run with the buckets open. When it returns, it's obviously going to cause drag. Alright, and then your buttons, this is the display, that's the brightness of the display. Nighttime, 50%, 95%.
Would you see the percentage?
Yeah, there. Cool, and then this is your enter and up arrows. That's your if the volume or the beeping irritates you, you can mute it on this speaker here. It's your menu button, your LED button, pause your sonar, home button to save home, sonar on and off, come home, escape, exit, save, delete, point and go. I'll show you how all of that works now. So let's go into the menu just to give you all the information on the background there. So if you go into the menu button, you can scroll up. Depending what batteries you're running on the boat, you can change your voltage alarm. So on this system we're running an 18.5 times 2, and that is the cutoff point for those batteries. That is the battery in the remote itself. That is your safe distance, so it will alarm you 3 meters prior to getting to its destination, its target. You can change that obviously in there. That is your backlight intensity is on 95%. That's for this button here. When it reaches maximum, it'll hit 95%. So if I go in there, you can see I can set that. It will ask you, once you go into that menu, it's going to ask you how many colors you want your screen to use. By default it's 4, but you can change it. You can change the lettering, the writing. It gives you different color options. I just prefer the 4 color, which is that one there. We say okay. You just ignore that. It's a 3-in-1 system. That's your date and time at the bottom there. And filter, you just leave it on there. There we go. So that's the sub menu. I'm just going to put the brightness back up again. I just need to go out of there to do that. Quit. I'm going to go back into brightness, make it bright again. Okay, menu again. So that's your fish sensitivity there. So 4 being 1 being the most sensitive, and all the way up to extra large fish. So you're obviously going to look for a big fish. I say 4 is normally a good one because you're not going to look for the small fish, you want to look for the big guys. So that's fine. It's in meters. Direction trim, this is a very important menu. So under direction trim, if you click into it, it shows you power left. So you can swap which one is your power, your throttle. You can actually swap it around. You can actually make it on the right stick and vice versa.
For driving.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the left stick at the moment. We say okay. Power hold. So on this remote you've got 2 options. Power free, which means the boat will then steer normally. It's not going to have any hold functions. And then power hold, which means if you put the throttle to a point and leave it there for a second, it's going to remain going forward or whatever in that direction constantly. So it's like a cruise control, so to say. So I'm going to put on power free for now quickly. That's the driver that we use. You leave it as is. Please wait, it stabilizes all the throttles and stuff. You just say okay. That's it, so that's done. Location is all your dams. So you've got, I think it's 25 locations if I remember correctly. No, it's 30 locations, so we've got 30 locations. So today we're going to work within location 1. Let's put it on location 1. That's going to be this dam we're at. That is your channels, reversing and so forth. You leave them alone. Autopilot. So also a very important menu. Under Autopilot, you'll see it's set to M11. The boat can arc. It can arc to the left, it can arc to the right. The 11 is the intensity of the arc. So if we go in there, we're on 11 intensity. We can change it up and down depending on how the boat is reacting in Autopilot. We can make it middle, right, left. Obviously for this boat, middle is fine, so we leave on that. And then it goes to your next menu, which is your Autopilot Speed. So this boat we've set to 75%. You can make it up to obviously 95. So we are saying our Autopilot will function at 75%. And that's that. That is your compass reset if you need to. Don't worry about this one. This is for pairing remotes. Factory reset, don't do it. And then quit, we say okay. Awesome. And then of course if you want to now use, you'll see this up and down button here. You've got an enter button. If you push it, it takes you into a EXTR, which means if you're running a boilie spreader, you can activate the boilie spreader now, which we're not doing on this boat right now. So I'm going to just push enter again. We're out of that menu. You can push your fish finder. So if I put the sonar back on again, I don't know if it'll kick in now because we're not in the water. I'll show you that when we're in the water. But the down arrow puts it on a full screen, so you can see your fish finder on a full screen. Push it again to get out of there. Okay, and yeah, so if you want to now save a point or your home button, etc., so you're going to go boats in the water, you want to save home point, hold it in, it saves home point. You'll see that it'll go back to 0. So now home is saved. You must always save home prior to using the boat, because that only then will your compass function. And if your remote fails, it'll obviously bring the boat back home. If you don't save home, it's not going to know where home is. Alright, that's the sonar, as we said, that's the come home. So if you want to now save a point of interest, you're going to say save. You'll see it'll highlight your targets. So we've got 25 targets to choose from. No, it's 30 targets, sorry, I keep saying 25. So it's 30 targets to choose from within location 1. So remember we changed location 1 earlier. So we're going to say I want to use point 1. I just say okay. I can go again and save over point 1 if I'm not happy with it. Maybe I've moved on a little bit. So I say save and I say point 1 again. Okay, I've saved over it. If I'm not happy with point 1 regardless and I want to delete it, I'll go delete. It says to delete, you can delete it, right? If I go up into 2, it says cleanly, which means there's nothing there at the moment. So I'm going to say point 1, I want to delete it. Okay, it's now deleted. If I go back to save again, you'll see now it says I can save in point 1. That's because I've deleted it earlier. So there's now that point is open.
Just show that again for us, please.
I will now. Okay, and then let's exit that area again. So once again, so you can say save a point.
Yes.
Up, down, point 1. Okay, it's saved. I want to delete that point. Delete. You can see to delete the bottom of the screen. Okay, it's deleted. Points. If you go points, it'll show you all your points in front of you like a little map. So if you had selected, if you had saved 3 points, and if I go onto a point, the dot will actually move on the screen here. So maybe point 1 is down here, point 2 is down there, point 3. You'll actually see more or less where it is in front of you if you've forgotten if it's rod 1 or 2 or 3 of yours. So we'll save a few points now and then we'll show you that. And then if you choose a point, you just say go, it then obviously goes to that point of interest. So we're going to say exit. We're back out of there. Let's get the boat in the water and we'll just give you a few tips there.
Okay, home.
Okay, so we're taking the boat out and we are now saving this as a home point. Hold the home in. There we go, home saved. So that's our home point. So let's drive the boat out to a, you'll see the fish finder's kicking in now. So drive the boat out to anything. Let's just see. Got a little bit of a drop off coming up. a bit difficult to film the screen. Okay. So let's say we make that point 1, right?
Okay, I stop the boat.
Yeah, so you stop the boat, push save.
Save.
You see it's on point 1, so okay.
Okay.
Now the point is saved. So now you can see it says we are 14 meters from home, right? On the distance there, 14 meters
A distance from home, okay.
Yeah, 14 meters from home, so let's drive out to another point of interest. Gooi it at full speed there so we can see how she goes. So you can see the boat has got, for a catamaran style boat, it is quite fast. Faster than its opposition, let's put it that way.
There's a big fish there, Buddha.
Now, if you push, for instance, this arrow here, your screen will go to full screen for the fish finder.
Okay. If I want to go...
You go out, you're going to push the down arrow again. Then you're back to your points and stuff.
Okay, I will keep it there for...
Alright.
Okay, if it's on the middle, is that boat standing there?
That's standing now at the moment.
Okay, now it's a point, a blind point safe.
So save again.
Save.
And now choose a different point. So go up with the up arrow there, to number 2, yeah. Highlight. So now we're going to save it on 2, and you say okay.
Okay.
I'll say now that's saved as point 2.
Alright.
So let's make a third point of interest somewhere else.
Let's go.
Let's take the boat out. So you can see the fish finder kicks back in again. Your compass on the remote only functions when the remote is in a flat position.
Yeah, but you know, the compass you're not really interested in.
But after 20 degrees it locks. So just so you know.
Let's go, let's do this.
Okay, so now we are 60 meters from home, out there.
I just want to reverse I just want to see something. Okay, to keep your boat standing still. I see if you stop there's big fish in here.
No, there is. All right, so there we go. That's 2.5 meters out there.
Okay, now I wanted to save it.
So save again.
I say save.
You'll see the points highlight. So you can choose a different one. So you can use your up arrow to go to 3.
Up.
Yeah, and so you see at the bottom of the screen it says can save. So there's nothing on that point, which means you can save it. Go okay.
Okay.
There we go. So we've got 3 points saved. So now push the home button for us there. The come home button, which is the right hand one. The tanky with the arrow.
Well, so this is to set home, this is come home.
That's correct. So you come home, boat's going to come home. Remember, we set this boat now to autopilot at 75%, not at its full speed, and that's obviously the client's preference. He wants to save battery life. So we are coming back at a slower speed than usual. And you'll see the boat remote will tell you we are now, how many meters from home? 50 meters from home. Yeah, 50 meters from home.
Yeah, I passed the point somewhere there now.
So the fish finder will pick up, it will start beeping when it comes across fish as it's driving along. So it should beep. That's where the speaker button comes into effect. You can turn it off if need be. So the boat's traveling nice and straight.
So if I want to lift the speed down a little bit,
you'll have to cancel autopilot and adjust it within that menu from earlier. So you check your preference out, and if you're not happy, you up it in the menu, and then it'll stay like that for future use.
I just want to see it on the side. I'll click to 70.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Okay, so we are how many meters from home? We are 12 meters from home.
11
meters from home. 10 meters from home. 3 meters prior, it should start beeping more or less. You can see it's beeping already, but there we go. It should almost home. But it's coming into play here. There we go, target arrived, so we are home position here. Okay, cool. So let's turn the boat around. Boat's turning around. So now we want to go to one of our points, right? So we're going to click point.
Point?
Yeah, point. Yeah, now you'll see a little map in front of you with your dots that you saved earlier. So if you select, go to dot 1, so use your arrows on the left hand side there. And no, op die linkerkant. Yeah, use your up and down arrows.
Okay.
Go to point 1. Okay. And you'll see the meters from, so that's 12 meters away. Yes. That was that point 1, and your little dot on the screen is there. Move to another dot for me. Another point 2. Go to, use your up arrow again. Go to point 2, and you'll see the dot moves, right? Okay. So you can see more or less. So let's go to point 1 again. Down. So now you want to go to that point. You push go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go. boat will turn around. And it's going to go to point 1, which is 14 meters away. Once again, we're only at 75% autopilot now.
Volgens die inligting wat ek van hom gelees het.
Okay, so we are, yeah, so target arrived. Cool, so we're on that point, so let's go point again.
Okay, point.
Point, and let's go to point 2.
Point 2, and we should go.
Go, yeah, I'll say. It's going to take the boat to point 2 now.
It's eintlik nie soos...
It's baie maklik once you know what you're doing. It's very user friendly, it's just one button and then off you go. So we are now
19 meters from point 2.
Yeah, from point 2, and we're going to the other target. So it tells you where you're coming from and where you're going.
And basically. You can see how far the points are also from each other.
Correct.
9 meters.
So we're almost there. 6 meters to that point. Target arriving.